Bachelor Nation, we're almost to the finish line on The Bachelorette Season 18. Michelle Young is now down to her final two suitors, and we know you are all so excited to see who she picks at the end of all of this. Regardless of who she chooses, it's been wonderful to see this season be so wholesome and sweet, with so many upstanding men vying for Michelle's heart. Seriously, this season, The Bachelorette producers have done a great job in picking great guys from different backgrounds to pursue Michelle. In fact, never before have the final four men all been men of color, so it's great to see the show evolving and embracing diversity. Now, going into this week's episode, we know it's going to be all about the overnights, aka the fantasy suites. If you're unfamiliar with this tradition, it's where the bachelor or the bachelorette gets to choose whether or not they want to spend the night with any of their final three contestants. This is where the two of them can be completely alone with each other. There are no cameras, no mics, nothing. This is a great opportunity for the contestants to talk to the bachelor or bachelorette about anything, especially personal stuff. And it also gives them a chance to be intimate if they choose to do that. Now, to be clear, just because someone chooses to go to the fantasy suites does not mean they have sex. For example, during Matt James's Bachelor season, he claims he didn't have sex with any of his final three during the overnights, while Peter Weber confessed he slept with a contestant during one of the fantasy suite nights. As for the Bachelorette, Hannah Brown made it known she slept with Peter Weber, and Rachel Lindsay confessed that she slept with two out of her final three men. So who did Michelle go to overnights with, and who did she sleep with? Let's get into it. As you all know, Michelle's final three were Nate Alakoya, Brandon Jones, and Joel Coleman. She went on one-on-ones with all of them in episode 9, further strengthening her connections and helping her make her big decision for her final two suitors. First up was Brandon, who told Michelle he was in love with her. He really held nothing back while expressing his feelings, and Michelle was totally into it. The two went into the fantasy suites and spent the night together. While they didn't confirm whether or not they had sex, they did sleep in the same bed, and we saw them waking up together the next morning. Michelle then had her one-on-one with Joe. Although Joe was very reserved, we were so happy to see that he was able to open up, and you could tell it was exactly what Michelle wanted to hear. They also went to the fantasy suites together, and we also got to see them waking up the next morning in bed beside each other. Michelle's last one-on-one was with Nate. Although Michelle had some doubts about how Nate was feeling, he eventually opened up and told her he was, in fact, falling in love with her. He definitely wasn't as open as Brandon and Joe, but it's obvious Michelle couldn't get enough of him. They also went to the fantasy suites and spent the night together. We saw them in bed the next morning, where they both said they were in love with each other. It's important to note that Michelle has not disclosed if she slept with any of her final three contestants. Although she did go to fantasy suites with all three, it doesn't necessarily mean that we know what they did when the camera stopped rolling. Now we know Michelle's final two suitors are Nate and Brandon. Don't forget that the Bachelorette Season 18 finale, where we finally get to see who is the lucky man that gets to be with Michelle, is airing next Tuesday, December 21st on ABC. Let us know in the comment section below who you think is going to be the final man standing, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more fun content. Thanks so much for watching.